What's it like living with a criminal? Our 2-year-old son Liam drowned in our backyard pool while my wife Zoe was inside folding laundry. She'd left him on the deck for 5 seconds to grab hangers, but found him floating by his dinosaur float. She did CPR for 20 minutes while panting. "Wake up, baby. Mommy's here," over and over, but Liam was gone. We filled in the pool the next week because neither of us could look at it. Zoe planted sunflowers where the deep end used to be and said Liam would have loved how tall they grew. She kept making his dinosaur nuggets every Wednesday and setting out his Mickey Mouse cup at breakfast. I thought this was how we were healing together. My heart ached seeing those little rituals, but they seemed to help her. We'd watch his shows at bedtime and she'd even laugh when the neighbor kids played outside. "Listen to them," she'd say, squeezing my hand. "Isn't it beautiful?" I felt relieved hearing her find joy in children's laughter again. When she moved his baby monitor to the kitchen counter, she said the white noise helped her focus. I was so relieved to see her functioning again. She was sleeping better and humming while she cooked. I thought the monitor was helping her heal. My shoulders finally started to relax. But then Zoe started carrying that monitor everywhere, even setting it by the shower. When I suggested putting it away, she gripped it so tight her knuckles went white. She didn't speak to me for 2 days. A cold dread settled in my stomach. She started predicting things. "Their boy's getting sick," she'd announced at breakfast. 2 days later, our neighbor Cheryl mentioned his ear infection. Zoe smiled when she heard. My skin crawled watching that satisfied smile. "How do you always know these things?" "I just pay attention," she'd say, but her eyes stayed fixed on the monitor. The comments got more specific. She knew which nights the boy wet his bed when the girl had nightmares. Every night at 7:30, she'd stop whatever she was doing and stare at the monitor. My hands would shake as I watched her trance-like focus. She stopped coming to bed. I'd find her in Liam's room at 3 a.m., rocking in his chair with the monitor pressed to her ear, whispering back to the static. Terror gripped me seeing her like that. One night the monitor went silent. Zoe grabbed it, shaking it frantically. "Fix it! I can't hear them!" I took it from her to check the batteries. That's when I heard Cheryl's voice, clear as day. "No more bubbles. Your turn, sweetie." My stomach dropped. My hands went numb. "Zoe, are you spying on them?" She didn't even look up from her yellow legal pad filled with timestamps and said calmly, "I'm keeping them safe." The casual tone made my blood run cold. I knew then I had to warn our neighbors. The next morning while Zoe showered, I went next door and told Cheryl everything. My voice shook as I spoke. "Zoe has been listening to your baby monitor for months," I said. "She knows your kids' schedules when they're alone. Everything." Cheryl's coffee mug slipped from her hand and shattered on her porch. I watched from our window as she threw their monitor in the trash an hour later. Guilt twisted in my gut. Zoe came downstairs still in her bathrobe, carrying her coffee mug, the one with Liam's handprint from daycare. She stopped at the window. Her whole body went rigid as she stared at their trash can. The mug shattered against our kitchen wall. I flinched at the violence. "What did you do?" I told them the truth. My voice came out steadier than I felt. "Now no one's watching them." She grabbed the wine bottle from the counter and chugged it. Red wine ran down her chin. When I reached for it, she smashed it against the sink. The bottom half exploded. She held the jagged neck like a weapon. Pure fear shot through me. 5 seconds. That's all it takes. She ran out the door before I could stop her. Barefoot, bathrobe flapping. I chased after her, my heart pounding. She kicked their back door so hard it splintered at the lock. Cheryl ran from the laundry room. "Zoe, what are you?" Zoe shoved her into the wall. The broken bottle caught Cheryl's arm as she fell. Blood ran down onto their carpet. Horror paralyzed me for a second. "Where are the babies?" Zoe screamed. Her bare feet left bloody prints as she ran through broken glass. I heard footsteps pound upstairs. "Mommy!" High-pitched screams echoed through the house. My legs felt like lead as I ran after her. Then Zoe's voice changed completely. Went soft like she used to talk to Liam. "Oh, sweetheart, don't cry. Mommy's here now." Their bedroom door stood open. Zoe knelt by the corner where the children huddled together. The girl had her arms wrapped around her little brother, both in pajamas, the boys soaked with urine. She reached out her hand, blood on her fingers, tears streaming down her face as she smiled. "Come here, baby. Time to go somewhere safe." The girl pressed against the wall. "No, Mommy!" I tackled Zoe from behind. She fought back, clawing and spitting. "Listen to the static. Liam told me. They're drowning at 7:30. I pinned her wrists down. She thrashed under me. Red and blue lights flashed through the window. As they cuffed her, she went calm. "The monitor knows things. Those babies die tonight at 7:30, and it's your fault." She smiled at me from the patrol car window. That smile haunts me. Zoe has been at the state psychiatric facility for 4 months. During my last visit, she seemed calmer and asked about work. Then she leaned forward and whispered, "Did you bring the monitor? I need to check on the children next door." I told her no. My throat tightened. She smiled. "Someone needs to listen. 5 seconds is all it takes." I made sure to throw out the baby monitor when I got home. My hands still shake when I pass their aisle at the store.